Yeah.
And I'm a trans man. Yo.
You need a fist bump, come on. Hi, I'm Associate Professor Pauline and I teach mechatronics here at the University of Queensland, and I'm a transgender woman.
Hi, my name is Noah, and I studied and work at UQ, and you might have seen me on UQ's social media channels, and I'm a trans man.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, looks like I have the first question. Why did you want to create this video for Trans Day of Visibility?
So this is my first Trans Day of Visibility since coming out, which is pretty cool, I think. And I think it's really important to be seen because I actually was in your class last year for Meta 4810. And it was when I was just really struggling with trying to figure out what was missing, I guess, in my life. I couldn't figure out what it was. And just being able to see that you existed sort of helped me figure that last kind of missing piece for me as well. So I think hopefully this video will help anyone who really needs it as well. Why do you think it's important to be seen, especially at this moment in time?
That's a really good question. And look, I think you're actually the answer to that question, because you can't be what you can't see. Like, we need models in our world. We need people we can look up to and say, hey, that person can do it, that means I can do it. It's really hard to actually go out there and try to forge new ground, to get out the machete in your life and hack your way through the jungle. To actually stand atop that mountain and say, I did this, so you could do this too, is a way of giving people the opportunity that you've had because you've been inspired, because I've been inspired, and the person before me would have been inspired to do it, until we reach all the way back to that one person who said, no, I will cut through that jungle. I will make this happen. I want to be that for other people.
You were for me, so.
Thank you. Makes it all worth it. But you know, even if you're not ready for that, even if it's not your time to stand in the sun and shine, that's okay. Take the time that you need. But the fact you're stepping up and making it happen, oh, I love it. I love to see people take the bull by the horns and run with it. Do you have any advice for anyone who's about to start their journey to transition?
Oh, what would I have wanted to know? Just do it. Because you'll end up regretting not doing it earlier, I think. It's really scary, and it's okay to be scared, but you'll feel so much better once it happens, because I don't think there's any linear path in life at all, whether you're transitioning or not transitioning. And you have to get over those sort of humps to get to a peak. So just do it.
And look, maybe for a little while you're going through the early stages, you'll feel a little bit conspicuous. You'll feel a little bit, like a sore thumb. But that passes. It's amazing to see people who have told me one-on-one, oh, Pauline, I know I can never pull it off. I can never do it. I'll never succeed. And then 24 months later, you look at them, it's like, you don't even think about this now. It hasn't even occurred to you. Yeah. And it's amazing.
Thank you so much, genuinely. And for existing at the right time when I needed you.
Well, I was thinking about this as well, and it occurred to me that part of my obligation as a trans person who's benefited from previous people before me, that if I don't stand up and be heard and be available for people to see, hey, look, she can do it, I can do it, then I'm not pulling my weight. And the fact that I see young people like yourself who are able to take that journey maybe a little bit easier than I had it, it gives me a reason to keep fighting. It gives me a reason to stand up and be visible on the Trans Day of Visibility. That's why it's so important, because you see trans people who are going through their lives, doing their work, having a job, having families and relationships, and being functional people. It's like, no, we actually exist. It's so important to just be seen and live. Help other people who want to do the same.
So I have been on my transition journey for about 5 months, and I had my aha moment about a year ago. And you said you've been publicly transitioned for about 5 years. Are there any changes that you've noticed?
Yeah, it's a very different world now from when I transitioned. I had my aha moment in 2015, so it's been about 8 years since I've sort of internally been going on that same pathway, that same journey. And at the time, if you were transitioning, you were different, you were a bit odd, and it was unusual, but it wasn't seen as being a political football like it is today. One of the interesting things about the political environment we have at the moment is that we've got a bunch of people who have a perspective that maybe it comes from anger or ignorance or, something that's inside them. If they want, they can walk away and they can do something else with their lives. But for you, for me, we live this. This is a thing that we don't really have a choice about. And as a consequence, we're never going to stop trying to be our legitimate selves. The Australian community very much embrace us as a community and say, no, actually, we want to be able to support our brothers and sisters going through this process. And I've been really encouraged by that. So even though it's a hard time at the moment, I think the future is bright. And I think it's just all the more important to be able to reach out to those people around us who help support us in that journey. How have your friends supported you early in your journey, and what difference has that made?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Coming out for me was really, really difficult, first of all, because it was something that I was like kind of really afraid of. But all my friends have been like the most supportive that they have ever been. They were the first to be there to help me sort of pick out my name. They were the first to be there when anyone like misgenders me or dead names me. They were the ones to like stand up for me because I couldn't find it in myself to do it. And then they were also the ones to like start using sort of like masculine ways to describe me and all of that, which is awesome. And just the people around me just providing that sort of support just makes it so much easier that I am allowed to be the way that I am or like live the way that I want to, and that I don't have to think about anything else because there are people that love me and will continuously love me for the way I am. So I think that's really important, especially when you're starting to transition or even thinking about it, because like I really struggled with even the thought about it. So without them, I really wouldn't have been able to even be who I am now.
Oh, it's so important.
Yes.
It's just so important. And that feeling when someone reacts to you the way that you feel inside when they gender you appropriately and you're like, wow, yeah,
Euphoria.
Yeah. Gender euphoria, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. We always hear about gender dysphoria. No, there's gender euphoria. When stuff actually works properly, which everybody else has. They take it for granted. They don't even think about it.
Yeah, I remember I had a gender reveal party, which sounds dumb, but like it's like how people have baby showers, but I had like my own sort of gender reveal. And it was the most heartwarming, wholesome thing that I've ever had, because I had all my friends who have been in my life for a while, and I had like people that I work with come and all of that. And it was just so cool. Even though everyone knew what gender I was revealing, it was just awesome to have everyone kind of accept me for who I was and like celebrate that.
So Noah, if an ally wanted to help you, what are the sorts of things they could do to help you out? What would make a difference to you?
Obviously it depends on the person of like what they envision their perfect ally to be. I think just someone who's willing to listen, first and foremost, is so important. Just someone who, I guess, unconditionally listens and accepts. Like there's no buts or ifs or what ifs. It's just someone who accepts you for who you are and will support you and be there for you whenever you need. I think when you come out in whatever capacity you do, sometimes you feel a bit alone, and you've already come such a long journey to get to that point where you're able to talk to someone about it. Just having someone there to just listen without interrupting and being like, oh, but, oh, if, oh, how come? It just helps so much, because you know that they're just there to learn or help out. So I would say that would be a good start on being an ally. Do you have any advice for anyone who might be struggling to love themselves right now?
Oh God, being different, what a terrible burden. And it is a burden. It is genuinely a burden, but it doesn't have to be. And when you accept that, hey, look, if I can be okay within myself, if I can be the person I need to be, I want to be, I have to be, trust that someone out there will see that within you. They'll see how far you've come. They'll see the achievements you've made in just growing to be your own self. They'll see you being genuine to yourself. And if you're that person and you're being your own self, someone will love you for it. Someone will look at you and say, wow, that dude's got their stuff together. I like that. Trust me on this one. Trust me. And trust yourself too. Be your own self. It makes a difference, and people will respond to it. it's a wonderful world out there where you will enjoy the camaraderie of others who love you for who you are and who want to see you be your own self. And being able to give that opportunity to other people, it makes it worth it.
Well, thank you for teaching that course and being there when I needed.
You're very welcome. Thanks for being in my class.